Welcome to how to contact and connect with unknown visitors. Let's begin. The number of contacts that exhibitors establish with target group visitors has a strong and direct impact on the possible end result of their trade fair participation. You might even say, no contacts mean you have not existed at the trade fair. Obviously, you would hope that a large number of target group visitors would take the initiative of contacting you. For SME exhibitors, however, it is more likely that most initiative must come from their side rather than from the visitor side. Actively approaching and engaging with the visitors is one of the best ways to increase the number of contacts you make. In general, at trade fairs there are three situations in which you as an exhibitor must take the initiative of making the first contact, if the visitor is not taking this initiative. 1. Always initiate contact when the visitor is in or at the edges of your stand, looking at or studying an element of your display, like your product, a brochure, demo you're giving, a video presentation, and so forth. 2. Always initiate contact when the visitor is looking at or studying the exhibitor stand from a distance. And 3. Always initiate contact when the visitor is in the aisle, passing by your stand in a receptive manner, making eye contact with you, scanning your presentation, orienting him or herself in a relaxed pace. Yeah. The act of contacting strangers should, in theory or technically, be quite easy to do for anyone. In practice, however, it is not. Judging by the widespread inactiveness of stand staff at trade fairs, it's probably safe to conclude that initiating contact with unknown visitors who pass by the stand and who are not clearly showing an interest is difficult. Rejection or failure anxiety, which is to a greater or lesser extent common to all humans, certainly plays a role at fairs and in the minds of many exhibitors. For those who feel they could need a little help to become better at making contacts, here are two great pieces of advice that will boost your contacting skills and confidence. Advice number 1. Choose your attitude. The first advice has nothing to do with skills. It has to do with your personal mindset. It has to do with how you see yourself at the fair, how you see the visitor, how you think about being at the fair, and about how you program your behavior accordingly. When people experience enough anxiety, it shows in their posture, in their facial expressions, and in their behavior. A negative or positive mindset influences a person's body language and behavior as well. In the live setting of a trade fair, your personal attitude is either your best friend or your worst enemy. If you catch yourself developing or having negative thoughts at the trade fair as to participation in general, your role in it, or as to how you are doing, try to immediately turn your thoughts around. One way is to try thinking and talking positively to yourself. In addition, change your physical posture and your behavior. Stand up straight, make yourself tall, and force yourself to move. Pick up on doing what you came to do in the first place. Start contacting people. But what if it is rejection or failure anxiety that is keeping you from proactively seeking contact with passers-by? Is there a solution to that? Yes, I believe there is. I believe the solution lies in how you see yourself at the fair and how you see the visitors. Exhibitors should not see themselves as sellers, salespeople, nor should they see visitors as buyers. When you see yourself as a seller and you see your visitor as a buyer, you run the risk of taking yourself and the visitor too seriously and of putting pressure on the two of you. When you see yourself as a salesperson and the visitor as a buyer, you may subconsciously raise the bar of having to score or sell, making you act unnaturally, forced, unauthentically and pushy. With your visitor, this could lead to an instant and instinctive perceiving of you as a threat, leading to the visitor rejecting you as a person, and you being confirmed in your rejection or failure anxiety. You may become even more inactive in approaching visitors. An effective way for exhibitors to avoid or deal with rejection or failure anxiety is to be aware that at the fair the contact between you and the visitor takes place between two natural persons, just simply between two human beings, and not between two job functions. And moreover, to realize that the purpose of the contact is not selling or convincing the other, it is just to have a friendly and open first time meeting to explore opportunities and mutual interest. Therefore, stay away from sales or your product when you are initiating contact. Become a friend first and build trust on a personal level first. Act as a friend. Smile, be warm, enthusiastic, direct, open and kind. Take genuine interest in the other person. Relax, have fun and make the other person enjoy it as well. Choose your attitude. Advice number 2. Use a visitor situational opening. When you initiate contact with others, one way to turn off and chase away people is to use a wrong opening line. At fairs, that could be a fetched or quasi-humorous remark. They may be easily perceived as if you're trying to cover up hesitance or anxiety. They may make the visitor instantly find you weird, suspicious or annoying. Asking a passing by visitor a closed question is also far from ideal. Like for instance, asking a passerby, "Can I help you?" The chance of getting a simple no for an answer to this question is super high, and the answer closes the door for you immediately. But what about asking passersby an open-ended question then? Like, "How can I help you?" By asking open-ended questions, you are actually on the right track. Nevertheless, asking passersby an open-ended question out of the blue and as far as they are concerned without them asking to be contacted often still triggers their resistance and makes them reject you. Why is that? Because in general, one-liner open-ended questions do not give the passerby an acceptable justification for the unsolicited contacting initiative. But what to do then? When asking open-ended questions means that you are on the right track, how should you then use them in such a way that your question is accepted by the passing by visitor and in such a way that initiating contact with the unknown visitor feels like a natural thing for you and for them? The answer is that your open-ended questions need a step up. They need a bridge. There's a simple way to do this. Use a visitor's situational opening. This is how it goes. Approach and greet the visitor in a direct, open and friendly manner. For the visitor, it's now clear that you are going to talk to him or her, and also you look like a nice person. Then literally mention to the visitor what you saw him or her doing. And this is the first part of the springboard to your open-ended question. For instance, say, "The reason that I'm approaching you is that I saw you walking in the aisle and noticed you were looking at the products in our stand." As you literally have stated what the visitor was doing and you are thus talking about him or her personally, the visitor will instinctively not object to what you're going to say or to you as a person, but rather would be curious to hear what will be the next thing that you're going to say to him or her. Then, as a next thing, mention what the visitor's behavior or action triggered you to think, to want to do, or to want to know, or something like that, and ask the visitor an open-ended question. This is the second part of the springboard to your open-ended question, making your visitor situational opening complete. Complete your visitor situational opening, for instance, by saying, "And I was wondering, what is your business relation with dried mango?" If that is your product, obviously. And now that the contact has been established, you take it from there to have a pleasant, informative, mutually valuable conversation. Well, that's it for how to contact and connect with unknown visitors. I hope you've enjoyed it. As a next step, please download the text material with additional tips and explanation and use it to guide you in your trade fair preparation. Bye for now. Thank you for watching and good luck with your next trade fair.